Hey Recycler friends, this one's totally optional. I'm using my Silhouette plotter to print the face, but if you've got a regular home printer, you're good, as you're provided two printable versions in the PDF download. Think of this as a fun little bonus build. We are primarily going to be basing this on the assumption that you may have a Silhouette, maybe a Cricut printer or plotting device, and what that is basically a machine that cuts out vinyl or different shapes, different graphics based on mathematics. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I actually printed this face out, and what you're seeing, all these little faces here, I've actually cut out from grocery bag paper stock. As you can see, this is actually from Vons. I printed all these faces out on one single big paper bag that I cut up. I converted into this face right here. The reason why I'm sharing this is my Epson printer actually broke down. There's a research on how we could actually print this out using a Uniball Signo writing pin to hook it up to my Silhouette printer. Moving forward in the video, you're going to see me showing you directions on how to print this out on your Silhouette printer. Now, I've never printed this out on grocery bag paper stock, but I'm pretty sure that you could cut an 8.5 by 11 piece of grocery bag paper stock and print it from your actual home printer, your Hewlett Packard, your Epson. But again, this is me printing all these faces out on a Silhouette Cameo plotting device. So moving forward, I show you how I took the graphic inside the Silhouette Cameo application and converted it to a printable graphic to my actual Silhouette printer. So again, if you want to advance where you've actually printed it out on an actual home printer, I advise you to do that now. But if you'd like to hang with me just to see how I printed all these faces out on a big piece of grocery bag paper stock using my Silhouette printer, hang around and enjoy this video. Yeah, Vons Albertson's graphic side is facing down on the sticky side of the standard grip mat here. A lot of faces on my Silhouette Cameo printer. So if you have an older Silhouette Cameo, like I do, I bought this in 2013. It's now 2024. I think this was one of the first models. Anyway, if you have the more up-to-date version, these same rules should still apply. I just never got a newer Silhouette. I do not have a home printer that prints out on office paper. This is going to be the registration mark right here. That's going to help us line up the face. We're going to go over here and grab this tool right here, the tracing tool. We're going to select it, come over here, select trace area. And we're going to go ahead and go all the way over on the select trace area. Unclick high pass to make sure everything is selected, everything goes to yellow. Just make sure that all the yellow is filling every corner, every edge of your Silhouette. That's the most important part of this. And then we're going to go ahead and just click the very first one here that says trace. And we traced it. We'll go ahead and click right here in the black and pull this off screen. We'll just put it right next to it. Now we're going to go ahead and take the Kanyoshi face right here, okay? Just plop it right next to it, right about there. Go ahead and do the select trace area again button right here. Click and drag all the way over all of the black, as you can see. Uncheck high pass filter. Mess with these. We actually might want to mess with the threshold a little bit because we don't want to make it too mushy like that, and we don't want to make it too thin like this. But we do want to have enough detail on it to where we're satisfied, because keep in mind we are going to be drawing this out 207 signal pin. I had to jerry-rig my plotting blade device to hold a pin with a piece of tape and padding. So I'm satisfied with this, so let's go ahead and select the first button here, trace. Boom! We're going to go ahead and click right here where the finger's pointing up, right? Right here in the black, so we can click and drag this black off of here. So the good thing we got the registration marks, because right now all we're going to do is place the registration mark right over the registration mark. Just like this, right? so that the triangle is within the triangle completely flush, because we want this whole action right here. Okay, now we can go ahead and print this on the grocery bag paper stock. What we can go ahead and do is we can mess with these here. We can mess with these thicknesses here, but I think everything's set up. Bead is good, cutting mat is good, and we want to do double, and we want to do thickness, thickness all the way to 33, because we're just going to be marking it up with the pen, okay? And then when we're good and ready, we can just go ahead and hit cut. I'm going to go ahead and do a test run. So I'm going to go ahead and take all of this off right here, just put it to the side, and I'm going to take just one of these symbols here. We'll just take a smaller, and I'm going to just do a test run to make sure that we got a good print on a little tiny square like this, okay? So I got my Silhouette printer. Okay. As you can see, I got my Uniball Signo. Got my grocery bag paper stock loaded up on my mat here. I'm going to go ahead and feed it into the printer by hitting enter. There we go. As you can tell, I got my Uniball Signo with the aid of padding and a piece of painter's tape. And I'm going to go ahead and hit cut. And here we go. There we go. Put this back on to the screen. Alright, and right where we see the square that we made, we're going to put this registration mark right below it. And now we're going to go ahead and put the other registration mark flush on that registration mark. And we're just going to go ahead and hit cut again, let it draw it out. Here we go. First square, and it is printing Ken Yoshi's face right now. As you can tell, it's just doing its thing. It's doing the outline right now. Look at that, that looks good. Although we do have a little bit of a smudge right there, probably from the groceries. Let's do another one. So see this line here? I made this transparent right here with a mat. Over here you reveal cutting mat and make it very transparent. Reveal the whole thing 100%. I'm going to move this right, see where it says 3 right here, right to the right of that. And I'm just going to take the face portion of it and put the registration mark right flush on top. And we are going to go ahead and click cut again. It should print right next to it. There's your registration mark. So as you can tell, I printed 2, but we can keep going. I'm going to do a whole mess of these, like a whole bunch of rows of these, because I know I'm going to be using this face a lot. That's, in a nutshell, how to use your Silhouette 2013 version 1, actually. I think it's Gen 1, with a Uniball Signo pen. That's just a little piece of padding right here. I think it's double-sided foam tape with some painter's tape. That's all that is. To let you know, this is the double-sided foam tape I was telling you about. Now, I had this for so many years. I think you can get this from Office Depot, FedEx office, I'm not sure. And if you peel it open, it looks like foam padding material. And also the painter's tape I used was this 3M painter's tape. It looks like this. Used one piece and just wrapped it around the Uniball Signo. This is the actual pen that I used here. So as you can see, I used the double-sided tape just once. I wrapped it around and used the painter's tape so it could fit into the little carriage. You might even have your own pin insert. It's just an accessory you can buy with the actual Silhouette itself, but I didn't have that, so I just made my own. And we were able to create this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fill in a lot of these dark spots here, but at least we have the actual outline of the faces. I'll print more and come back and show you what I did. Alrighty, so we've already printed out 4, so I'm going to do something unique here. I'm going to go ahead and grab this. I'm going to place it right around here. Let's do Control Undo. to make sure that this registration mark is not impeding on this lower corner of the face. I'm actually placing my finger on the physical computer screen to know where the border was. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the face and line up the registration mark. Now, I could continue printing just like this. What we're going to go ahead and do, click the Alt key. Actually, I'm going to select this one here and click the Alt key and duplicate it and send it right next to each other. Okay, and we're going to take the face and click holding down the Alt key and just dragging it over so we duplicate it right on top of each other. We're going to go ahead and continue doing this and just keep going. Keep duplicating this, let it do its thing all the way down. And then what I'll probably do is just click and drag and select all these and just move them all the way down underneath here. So let's go ahead and hit cut again, and it's going to print 5 faces out. And as you can see, it's making a new row of faces here. I'm in Silhouette now. Click and drag all of these faces so that everything's selected. I'm going to make sure that I go underneath this line right here, and I'm going to shift it on over to right about there. Okay, and we should still be okay when we print this one out. Let's go ahead and print this. Alrighty folks, before we move on, you may be thinking, well, why don't we do like several rows, like this top, second row, third, and fourth row, all in one print, rather than just duplicating, shifting it down, and having this all empty? Well, the reason for that is because, number one, the paper bag grocery store stock, we have to make sure that it actually takes over this whole entire real estate of the mat. Also, my printer, because it's a Gen 1, for some reason, sometimes it actually shifts over and gets stuck on the actual rollers here. So sometimes it'll shift over, it'll ruin all the other prints above it. So for some reason, like, my printer is just a little bit wacky because it's probably old. But that's the reason why I'm doing all of these in part prints, like one row versus doing them all at once. Just wanted to clarify that for you. So as you can see, I'm running out of space down here. As you can tell, I already moved it from the last position right here. So I know it's going to actually print, but it's going to stop right where you see this red line right here. I have a lot more grocery bag paper stock real estate here. Print on at least one more row. Go ahead and just come over here to the cutting mat, which is right here. This little icon right here on the older version. And we want to actually add maybe a couple more inches. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and change this to where it says width and height. Let's actually add 14. Okay, 14 height. Actually, let's go 15 inches high. Okay, 15 inches. Then we want, see where it says 12 by 24. Right now we're on 12 by 12. We need to select 12 by 24. Okay, so now that gives us a little bit more printing surface area, like printing real estate right here. I was running out of printer mat, so I had to MacGyver this and actually add pieces of cardboard with tape so that these rubber grippers could actually have something to grip onto while I was finishing up these prints. That's crazy town. Look, I actually had to do this while I was printing. I wanted to record that just because I was pretty astonished with myself that I was able to achieve that. It's probably going to print over the tape, but that's okay. I'll just deal with it. No, actually we're good. Did it print off of there? Oh, I barely got that. Oh, it's crazy. Anyway, old school Silhouette, guys, 2013. Woo! Look at that. I'm so proud of myself. I had to totally MacGyver that. So we printed out all of our faces on a standard grip mat on grocery bag paper stock. We've got 5, 10, 15, 19. The registration mark could have gone over a little bit more here to the left. Could have gotten one, but we got 19. This one has a little bit of stain. I'm going to go ahead and take this off of the sticky mat board. Then you can see our Vaughn's grocery bag. If you have the template to print it out on office paper, you can. I don't have a printer. My printer broke several years ago, so I used my Silhouette plotting device to obviously print out on mine. So you have options. You definitely have options. I like this way because it's actually drawn with the Uni-Ball Signo pen, so it looks, I think it looks fantastic. they're going to become these little 1/6 scale heads. Yeah, and yeah. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting these out. They would become different heads for different hairstyles, for different hats, different helmets. As you can see, this row. So this edge of the printing mat hit something on the other side as it was feeding through the feeder. And so this row here got shifted up to the actual registration marks. So that's why I knew that it was going to carve into these printouts right here. So I had to stop it right away. Anyway, I probably could have gotten 25 heads on this,